the nation's commercial capital. This is the News at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Ayotunde Balogun.
Tonight, Nigeria's President-elect Bola Tinubu returns to the country to a rousing welcome by party supporters after spending 1 month in Europe. He says he is hale and hearty. Adamawa youth celebrate the victory of Governor Umaru Fintiri in the recently concluded supplementary election in the state. All Progressives Congress in Taraba State wields the big stick with the expulsion of a governorship aspirant and suspension of a senator-elect.
On business news tonight, oil prices rebound from losses amid optimism that holiday travel in China will boost fuel demand.
And on sports news tonight, Christian Stellini has been sacked as interim head coach at Tottenham after only 4 matches in charge of the North London club.
And from Abuja, President Muhammadu Buhari departs the nation's capital on Tuesday to attend the Gulf of Guinea summit in Ghana.
And in international news from London, a growing list of countries have evacuated diplomats and citizens from Sudan's capital as fighting continues into a second week.
After 1 month outside the country, the president-elect Senator Bola Tinubu is back in the country, and he returns to a rousing welcome by some bigwigs in the All Progressives Congress, APC. The president-elect, whose private jet touched the ground at exactly 4:30 p.m., was received by the vice president-elect Senator Kashim Shettima and other top party officials, including a former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu. Also in hand to receive the president-elect were the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, the Chairman of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, Governor Abubakar Bello of Niger State, and former Governor of Borno State, Senator Ali Modu Sheriff.
The atmosphere at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport was calm as a few members of the All Progressives Congress arrived to receive the president-elect, Senator Bola Tinubu, and his wife. With the arrival of more supporters, the calm atmosphere became more animated as top party officials struggled to gain access into the waiting room of the airport. At exactly 4:30 p.m., the president-elect arrives in Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport to a tumultuous welcome by party faithful singing a welcome song. Walking through the arrival area of the presidential wing, he sees some more supporters waiting outside. He stops again to acknowledge cheers from the crowd before entering the car to leave the airport. On the 22nd of March 2023, the president-elect departed Lagos for Paris. He will be sworn in on the 29th of May 2023.
Meanwhile, the president-elect, Senator Bola Tinubu, has dismissed any speculations about his health status. Addressing party supporters at his residence in Asokoro in the Federal Capital Territory, the former governor of Lagos State says he is hale and hearty and ready for the task ahead. Our correspondent, Emperor Simon, reports.
The president-elect, Mr. Bola Tinubu's residence, located at number 10 Justice Mohammed Bello Street in Abuja, has come alive again as party members, including the vice president-elect, are visiting him shortly after his return from France. Inside the premises of the house, Mr. Tinubu addresses his supporters, stating how happy he is to be back home.
For us, let me take some rest for tonight. And after a long flight, eat some amala. So after that, sleep a little. And then tomorrow we meet.
Amidst the speculations over his health, the president-elect says he's strong and consulting ahead of his inauguration on May 29.
Whatever they like, they speculate. I'm healthy as sun, and I'm okay. You don't govern alone. You govern with people. You consult. Assemble. And then hit the ground running.
Party members are happy that the president-elect has returned.
Everybody's happy that he's back. And we are sure that he's already setting things in plans.
It is our joy that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the mentor of many, is back into the country to begin another process of developing youths in our country without any ambiguity.
Nigerians are also reassured of the quality leadership Mr. Tinubu is bringing to bear.
Now, as a president-elect, he is 100% fit, very ready to fix Nigeria and make Nigeria greater and greater again.
It's quite an exciting moment here for supporters of the All Progressives Congress, and particularly the president-elect Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now resting in his home here in Abuja under the watch of security personnel. Now, he has said that he is ready, hale and hearty, waiting for May 29, when he will be sworn in as Nigeria's democratically elected president. Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
Still on the president-elect, and the women folks say they are expecting nothing less than 35% of the positions in the incoming cabinet. That's according to the chairperson of the Women in Politics Forum, Barrister Ebere Ifendu. Barrister Ifendu says these demands had been presented to Senator Bola Tinubu, especially because he has a history of working with women. She was speaking to our political correspondent, Terry Ikumi.
We actually came out with a document, the GAIN document, like we tagged it. Women in Politics, we handled the aspects for women. Youth Hub handled the youth angle, and Inclusive Friends handled the angle for persons with disabilities. That document we came out with, we took the document round. Most of the people that got elected signed into that document. When we started, people didn't understand because we created a space where they will sign. They signed into it. So it's no longer a question of, you made promises. We have a document that we are going to use as an accountability tool.
Well, what's in the document? What's your expectation from the document with regard to its appointive positions,
appointive positions. We also want the president-elect to be more gender sensitive. Someone said to me that women may just have a good time with the president-elect. They tried to bring up instances of, his tenure as governor of Lagos State. At every point, he had a woman as deputy governor. He appointed women. And so we said, okay, We are not celebrating anything yet. We'll wait until swearing in. And then when he will appoint his cabinet, we'll begin to question. And then look at the percentage. Because at this point, Nigerian women will no longer accept a situation where we will not have at least 35% of women as ministers.
For the full interview, watch Political Paradigm on Tuesday at 12:30 and 11 p.m. In Taraba State, the All Progressives Congress has expelled a governorship aspirant of the party in the just concluded 2023 general elections, David Sabo Kente, for alleged anti-party activities. Now, the party has also suspended the senator-elect for Taraba South Senatorial District, David Jimkuta, for alleged anti-party activities during the elections. Addressing a press conference in Jalingo, the state capital, the APC state chairman, El Sudi Ibrahim, says the decisions were taken after a careful examination of the allegations against the two men.
Sometimes in July 2022, the executives of APC Kente Ward of Wukari local government area wrote the chairman of APC Wukari local government area calling for the expulsion of Chief David Sabo Kente on series of allegations and offenses against the party as enshrined in the party constitution 2022 as amended. On the 12th of August 2022, the APC Wukari local government wrote a letter to the state APC on the above complaints, hinting it of what transpired. Having investigated and confirmed that all the constitutional procedures of fair hearing and disciplinary steps have been satisfactorily followed by both the ward and local government level of the party in Kente and Wukari local government of APC, the State Working Committee, in its sitting on Thursday, 20th day of April 2023, exercised its powers under Article 13.94 of the party constitution and ratified the decision of the APC Wukari local government area. For avoidance of doubt, Chief David Sabo Kente stands expelled from the All Progressives Congress and should stop parading himself as a member of the All Progressives Congress Taraba State henceforth.
A military, humanitarian arrangement and other logistics are already in place to ensure a safe return of Nigerians trapped in Sudan. This assurance is coming from the chairperson of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri Erewa. According to Mrs. Dabiri Erewa, what the federal government is trying to achieve is to have all the students evacuated in one piece. She was speaking earlier during our political program, Lunchtime Politics.
There's no point taking you from danger to another danger. And there were some people that were leaving that actually had to turn back because they would have been killed. So now they've returned to their various campuses, and the Nigerian mission has now communicated to them a point of connection where the buses will convey them to the most likely places will be some borders in Egypt. And from there, they will now be transported back home via some airlines. So that is the situation now. And I'm sure in a couple of hours, we hope to get them moving from that place. So the key thing here is that, yes, we need to ensure that they are safe. There's no point putting them in danger while moving. And you cannot move without the permission of the two sides of the military. And that the Nigerian mission has been able to secure. And then the buses have also been arranged and will take the students. And you know we have a large number of students. Our priority first are the students. So there's a list of the students with their institutions, with their phone numbers, and it runs into thousands actually. Now, can I tell you something? I'm almost, if I say this, you think we have about 5 million Nigerians in Sudan. Half of the population of Sudan are Nigerians. And we've almost said it, it's just that this diaspora thing, every time you talk about UK, US, we have a lot of them on the African continent. And in Sudan, I'm telling you, they make up almost 5 million in the Sudan because a lot of them migrated and ended up staying there, and they are Nigerians. So the priority now are the students. The students have written their names with the missions, both in Khartoum, in Cairo, in Ethiopia. I've been working with the Students Association. So the first thing, let's get the students back. And then every other person that wants to come, there is the contact point, but we have to start. We're dealing with thousands. We have the largest numbers of students that needs to be evacuated. Do you want us to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I just said one little plane. We can't do that. But the thing is, no matter when they leave, let them be safe, let them get out of there, let them reunite with their families. And the military is also on standby. Well, maybe Air Peace is on standby, the military is on standby, NEMA is on standby, but the key is getting them down safely, taking them to a location and transporting them back home.
In part 2 after the break, we'll bring you an update on the building that collapsed in the Apapa area of Lagos on Sunday and an expert's view on how similar situations can be avoided. Please join us again.
You dey scatter body, but your face no dey show. I hear una wella, ekuisha o. Anywhere you enter, ayo wale o. Your one no dey invisible. Ekuisha, eba mi ki ọmọlúwàbí, nothing go for your hand.
OVMA.
Oh, I wish you were here.
I'm always with you.
But it's not the same without you.
MTN 5G's amazing technology will change how we experience life and the internet. Get ready to encounter the incredible. And remember, no be juju, na MTN 5G.
New Nivea Dry Deodorant. With 72-hour reliable odor protection from Dual Effect formula. For a dry and fresh skin feeling. Feel dry, fresh, and confident every day.
This is Thames. Black Barrel. Together, we go further.
For Thames.
You know that's all of us, right? Together is our win. Jameson Black Barrel, touched by fire for a rich, smooth taste.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you see as it be now, they call me but no be me show. That's how some business owners will have a different name on their business account from the actual business name. Listen, don't let your customers be suspicious of your business. Sign up with business account with Money Points and get an account in your business name in minutes.
whatever it takes to make sure you have a business account opened in your business name, we'll do it as your sure banker. Open a bank account in your business name with Money Point.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live from Channels Television Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. Nigeria's President-elect Bola Tinubu returns to the country to a rousing welcome by party supporters after spending 1 month in Europe. He says he is hale and hearty. All Progressives Congress in Taraba State wields the big stick with the expulsion of a governorship aspirant and suspension of a senator-elect. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says warring parties in Sudan have agreed to a 72-hour ceasefire from midnight on Monday. A building under construction located on Ladipo Uluwale Road in Apapa area of Lagos, which caved in on Sunday, remains under lock and key, as officials of the state government remain at the scene. There are also several markings on the partially collapsed structure indicating notices of contravention, which the agency says were ignored by the developer. Eyewitnesses say no one was injured in the incident, as many of the construction workers were away for the holidays. An expert, architect David Majakudumi, who was also at the scene, says everyone has a role to play to forestall the menace of building collapse, especially in Lagos.
You know, there are 4 types of notices, and seeing at least 6 different marks here, that means he must have got all the 4 type of notices. So why was he not arrested immediately? 2, how did he come to break the seal without the government knowing? Also, what are the neighbors also doing? Because we have this nonchalant attitude by the neighbors that you don't even know who your next door neighbor is. Now, there's a building at the back. You can imagine the danger you will have put to the building at the back. Whether it's affected it structurally or not, at least test has to be carried out. We have 7 professionals in the construction industry, and let everyone take his own role. Not that a town planner will be the same as the architect, or not the architect will be the same as the structural engineer. Okay, getting to this site, the first requirement in the law is to have a project board, so that you know who the architect or who you know the contractor is, you know, and nothing like that on this site. What's the essence of the neighborhood society or the resident association? If we're to be abroad, before any construction is on, before approval is given, is in the law. You have to publicize it in the well-read newspaper. You have to get the views of the neighbors within a 1 kilometer, even up to 2 kilometer distance. And when the site has been marked, sealed, how many times, how many months, and you see them walking, I mean, the resident association too should please help. Put a call through to the agency and say, oh, have you authorized this site that has been sealed?
We'll head to the nation's capital now, where Victor Matthias is standing by at our Abuja studios. Hello, Victor.
Hello, Aya. Welcome to the nation's capital, Abuja. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to depart Abuja on Tuesday, April the 25th, for Accra to attend the 3rd extraordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Governments of the Gulf of Guinea Commission convened by President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana. The president, according to a statement by presidential spokesman Femi Adesina, is scheduled to participate and deliver remarks at the high-level discussion on strategies for strengthening peace and security in the fight against maritime-related crimes in the region. President Buhari, who is the immediate past chair of the Assembly, had championed collective efforts by member states of the region, that's the Economic Community of Central African States, the Economic Community of West African States, the Gulf of Guinea Commission, and their partners to address and prevent piracy. The president will be accompanied on the trip by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Mongunu, retired, among other security agencies and government officials. Residents of the Guarinpa area in the Federal Capital Territory say they are living in fear and are appealing to the federal government to intervene in the security crisis in the area. They told Channels Television that a misunderstanding between two locals during the weekend caused a riotous situation that has threatened the security situation in the area.
The usually boisterous 3rd Avenue in the Guarinpa estate is not as busy as it used to be after a disagreement between two residents caused a breakdown of law and order over the weekend, forcing the residents into hiding. Closed businesses, burnt tires on the road, destroyed properties are evidence of what may have transpired before the security operatives arrived to quell the situation. Amateur videos obtained show some of the weapons brandished by some of the perpetrators. The security operatives move around in a bid to find those locals behind the chaos to no avail. However, an eyewitness gives us an account of what caused the chaos.
It actually started on the night of Saturday, around 9 p.m., when the story we had was that, what regarded was that a Guari young man was passing, making calls, and those guys selling drugs on the street were like asking him, why are you making call, and why are you looking at us? And the guy was like, and what's all that? And they attacked him. So the guy had to run inside and beckon to his brothers, and they came out, and that was what triggered the crisis. So between the Guari indigenes and the Hausa peddlers. About 10 o'clock in the morning that the members of the Nigerian army had to come with about 3 or 4, 5 trucks. Now that was when the mobile police joined them, and they were shooting sporadically on the air and shooting on the ground to scare people, and the police were throwing canisters and all of that. And eventually I heard that some people were sustained gun injury, especially there was a particular guy that I saw that his leg was ripped off.
Some residents appeal to the government to do more to restore peace in the area, as they say they now live in fear of the unknown.
Calling on government to intervene, because this night we don't know how people are going to sleep successfully, because we hear from a very reliable source that they are planning to come this night. And that's what my friends just telling me, how people who live here are going to sleep this night with their eyes closed. So we are all just walking about in fear.
Our attempt to get a video interview with the FCT Police Command PRO, Josephine Ade, proved unsuccessful, but a statement she sent to her office confirmed the incident and that one person has died and another seriously injured.
Now, Nigeria has continued to grapple with workforce challenges in the health sector. This is beside a decline in service quality and equipment decay, which adversely affects delivery in the secondary health facilities. Our correspondent Hajara Aliu examines how the secondary health facilities funded by state governments are faring.
Abubakar has brought his wife to the General Hospital Ganjo in Bauchi State. Her ailment is beyond the capacity of the primary healthcare center closest to her, so they came to the secondary facility. The secondary healthcare system is the second tier of healthcare administration in Nigeria. It comprises general hospitals, state and private secondary hospitals. They are established to provide inpatient specialist care and manage cases on referral from the primary healthcare centers. Health experts are of the opinion that this level of healthcare system, especially facilities owned by states, have been neglected, with a lot of emphasis being placed recently on the primary healthcare. Abubakar is not happy with the long waiting period to see a doctor. He's also bothered about the costs.
If we can get drugs at a cheaper rate, we will be happy, and especially if we can see doctors on time. Sometimes it takes the whole day. The trend is worrisome.
The long queues in hospitals is one evidence of the shortage of manpower. About 40 secondary health facilities in Kano are being impacted by the effects of the brain drain.
We are losing well-trained medical personnel that are going out to serve other countries, and then we are having shortage on this part.
Presently in Bauchi State, the 26 general hospitals have one doctor each, contrary to the recommended standard of at least 3 doctors in each facility. Funding from the state governments is never enough. The Imo State budget for health is about ₦1 billion, less than the 15% benchmark of the 2001 Abuja Declaration. 34 states were unable to reach this target in 2022. This shortfall is mirrored in the decay of services and equipment in some of the hospitals.
In as much as the state government does not fund, equip, and man, and most importantly, supervise the general hospitals, they may not be properly placed to provide the healthcare services needed for the citizens of the state.
They are not living up to expectation because, number one, we are abusing the secondary healthcare facilities. There is meant to be a primary healthcare facilities which should take care of the primary diseases, as it were. Now, when everybody moves to the secondary healthcare facilities with every single and simple disease condition, we are overburdening the secondary health facilities.
Some state governments have been speaking about their efforts in tackling some of the challenges.
The recruitment of personnel, which the government has given approval, health is given priority. You know, most people will not understand employment, brain drain. But the problem now is you need the qualified ones. Like the government is aware of this. That is why they entered into the issue of training as much as even scholarship to make sure we have enough personnel.
The state has actually invested in some. There are some that have been fully renovated. Actually, your maternity hospital is there. TD is there in Okyoku. Ogumosho is having a lot of remodeling. Arimo in Ibadan here is also having safe.
As Nigeria's population continues to grow with fewer health workers, experts suggest a holistic approach to the problem, stressing community participation, improvements in welfare of workers and the working environment, and a strong political will from state governments. With good and sustainable policies in addition to good healthcare insurance schemes, people like Abubakar, a low-income earner, and other Nigerians will have easy access to affordable, effective, and efficient healthcare delivery. Hajara Aliyu, Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, oil prices rebound from losses amid optimism that holiday travel in China would boost fuel demand. That's in business news. Join us again.
You dey scatter body, but your face no dey show. I hear una wella, ekuisha o. Anywhere you enter, ayo wale o. Your one no dey invisible. Ekuisha, eba mi ki ọmọlúwàbí, nothing go for your hand. It's your turn. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Your turn.
With Glow, bonus no dey finish. Buy a Glow Safe and enjoy 10 times airtime bonus on top every recharge, plus double data bonus on all data plans.
I've never taken the easy route. I had the audacity to go against what was expected. Society tried to hold me back. It just gave me the resilience to soar higher. To me, this is just the beginning. We rise by lifting others, bringing as many people as we can with us.
Martel Blue Swift, crafted for those who soar higher.
Be the standout Swift.
political story from the northeastern part of the country. In Adamawa State, the youth today stormed the government house in Yola to celebrate the Eid al-Fitr and rejoice with Governor Umaru Fintiri over his victory in the just concluded governorship supplementary elections. The governor received them in their numbers and applauded the youth for their support and solidarity. He assured them that his administration will ensure that they are gainfully equipped to make positive impact in the business world, as government alone cannot end unemployment.
Adamawa youths in their numbers troop into the government house, chanting solidarity songs and jubilating with the governor for his victory at the polls. Governor Fintiri, alongside his deputy governor-elect, Professor Farauta, and other government officials are on ground to receive them. The governor joins the excited youths, displaying dancing skills. He used the forum to announce that his cabinet will be mostly youths as a show of gratitude for their faith in him. The governor advised them to pray for the peace of Adamawa State and the nation at large, stressing that his administration will be government for the people.
What you people want is what we shall do as a government.
Some of the youths say his achievements have helped to reposition the state.
Everybody knows how Fintiri won his election and all the controversies surrounding the elections, but he emerged victorious.
At this moment, the season of fasting has just ended, and the celebration is coming with a victory that is beyond expectation. So everyone in Adamawa, irrespective of their political party, are just, moving here and there, excited by the fact that this is Salah celebration. And we are glad it's happening in Adamawa State.
This solidarity visit is the icing on the cake for Governor Umaru Fintiri as the Muslim faithfuls end their Eid al-Fitr celebration amidst pomp in the state.
And that's it from the nation's capital. It's back to Ayatunde with the rest of the news at 10.
Many thanks, Victor. LB Pharma Nigeria Limited, makers of Amatem and ITEL, have partnered together to celebrate this year's Malaria Day. In a significant way, as staff of both organizations paid a courtesy visit to Awujora in the Ajegunle suburban area of Lagos to stem the spread of malaria. According to representatives of the two organizations, this CSR is aimed at providing succor to members of the benefiting communities to fight back malaria and in celebration of World Malaria Day.
Industries, governments and organizations have identified the imperative of human development as a means to strengthen relationships and build long-lasting communities. In line with that thought and philosophy, staff of Amatem and ITEL are partnering to celebrate this year's Malaria Day at the slums in Ajegunle, a suburban area in Lagos. They are here to distribute treated nets and malaria tablets to members of the community.
And Amatem Software, a major player in the fight against malaria, is here to give free drugs to those that may be positive for malaria. And we are in partnership with ITEL in this community to test and give free drugs to people positive with malaria.
As a smartphone brand, as a brand that produces televisions and every other thing, we cannot afford to just jump into the community and be giving drugs to people. So hence the reason for the strategic partnership with Amatem Soft Gel. Because of how the community is, we understand that whether or not they want it, mosquito will always be around them. So the repellent cream is just to prevent them while they are going about doing their day-to-day life, while the mosquito net is for the entire family, so that they can put their head in that. And the drug for people that we know that, they already have malaria, but they don't have the resources to go to the hospital.
Surrounded by stagnant water and other ills to the environment with adverse effects on their health, residents of the community could not hold back their excitement.
Been looking at this area, you can call this swamp area. And the more they give us the malaria medicine, all of us will take it and we appreciate it.
We are very grateful for them to be here for us today. It's for our own benefit, for us to take the drugs.
I want to thank them. God will bless them. God will bless them. God will bless them.
As the awareness campaign to fight malaria continues in Africa and globally, the hope for a complete eradication of the illness will remain a front-burner issue for many. The hope for others is that the cause of the illness can be eradicated completely.
Well, the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline project is now 70% completed. Providing updates of the project during an on-site visit today in Ahoko community in Kogi State, the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Malamilin Kerry, says so far a total of $1.1 billion has been spent on the $2.5 billion project. The over 600-kilometer AKK gas pipeline project, which was inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari in June 2020, has the capacity to transport 2 billion standard cubic feet of natural gas per day to 3 proposed independent power plants in Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, and other gas-based industries, as well as other identified and proposed commercial off-takers along the entire pipeline route.
Our contractor, our staff, who are doing everything possible to deliver this project, and we're most grateful to them, and we appreciate the great work that they are doing. And of course, for the benefit of the Nigerian public, this is one of the most massive projects that we run in the company. It is of immense proportion of value to our country and to the socio-economic growth of our country. We know that this is a must-deliver project. This project has not stopped for one day. We are continuing to fund it despite the fact that we do not have third-party financing on this project. We have so far spent over $1.1 billion on this project from our cash flow. We are a very different company today. We are a commercial company. We have intercompany loans within our company now. This company can fund this project. So we do not need any support on this project. We will deliver this project. As we speak now, our contractors, we don't owe $1 to our contractors today. You know, we pay all their invoices. There are over 30 sites that are active today in this project, and we are very, very hopeful and optimistic that we'll deliver this project. Yes, there are challenges, security issues. We have lost men, and we are so sorry to their families. We continue to share their grief. But despite this, you know, we have gotten massive support from our government security agencies, the Nigerian Army, the Department of State Service, and all other government securities to make sure that our workers work safely and that we're also able to continue this project uninterrupted. And we're most grateful to this team, and we assure Nigerians that this project is different. This project will be delivered. Thank you very much.
It's now time for business news with Anne Waldo.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Thank you, Ayotunde. Hello and welcome to Business News. Let's begin with oil prices. They have recovered some of the losses recorded in the previous sessions, and this is coming amid investors' optimism that bookings in China for trips abroad during the upcoming May Day holiday point will increase fuel demand from the world's largest oil importer. Both international oil price benchmark, and that's Brent crude futures, as well as the US WTI crude climbed by more than 1% to $82.68 a barrel and $78.67 a barrel moments ago. But just last week, both contracts fell more than 5% for their first weekly decline in 5 as US implied gasoline demand fell from a year earlier. Meanwhile, analysts say that additional supply cuts planned by the OPEC Plus producer group from next month could also lift prices of oil. The Securities and Exchange Commission says the Nigerian capital market is well positioned for the help in the realization of the objectives of the 2023 budget of fiscal consolidation and transition. The Director General of the Commission, Mr. Lamido Yuguda, made this known. He affirmed that the capital market is well organized and specialized financial market that drives capital mobilization through domestic savings and foreign capital inflow, and that will help in achieving the objectives of the budget. The SEC boss also assured the Commission that it will prioritize its planned increase of on-site inspection and improved collaboration with trade groups and other relevant stakeholders as part of efforts aimed at protecting investors and creating an enabling environment for capital market operators. Nigeria's vast blue economy, which has been underutilized, offers huge opportunities and potentials for growth and development. Well, that's according to the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Jamo. Speaking on Business Morning program earlier today, the NIMASA DG mentioned some measures needed to overcome these challenges.
The blue economy, provides 350 million jobs worldwide. So it's left for every country to stimulate what they can maximize from the 350 million jobs, only the blue economy alone. So if you take fishery, you take wind energy. Now we are having problem with energy. If you take wind energy, also that one is underutilized. Take even short ferry services. When you travel to Dubai, you go, you see they collect your dollars, they put you in a small caravan or a small ship, you have your lunch, less than 30 minutes you collected your dollars and go. But here you go to our own coastal line, you will not see that one is also underutilized. You see packaging, you look at the oil bunkering. We have over 110,000 ships coming into Nigeria and going out of Nigerian waters per annum.
The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, has commenced verification of insured depositors of defunct Peak Merchant Bank towards the payment of their insured deposits. In a statement sent to the journalist, the NDIC says the verification exercise will enable depositors of the defunct bank to cross-check and ascertain the account information as well as balances with the bank as at closure. It could be recalled that Peak Merchant Bank, which was listed among 46 failed financial institutions within the country's banking industry within 28 years, had its operating license revoked in February 2003. And outside our shores, American multinational mass media and entertainment conglomerate Walt Disney Co. has begun a second round of layoff, and this is part of an earlier announced restructuring expected to result in 7,000 job losses. This week's cuts are expected to bring the total number of reductions so far to 4,000. The losses will face across the company, including its sports channel ESPN, while the firm had said the frontline workers at the park are not expected to be affected. The media giant has been under great pressure as its traditional television and film business shrinks, while its streaming units continues to post big losses. And still outside our shores, the Nigerian stock market is closed for today. That's for the Eid holiday. But let's check out their contemporaries globally and how they fared at the close of business today. And that's business news for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Anne Nwawado. Ayo today will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
Banking so easy, so simple. Dial *894# now to experience it. You first, First Bank.
Right, thank you, Anne. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says warring parties in Sudan have agreed to a 72-hour ceasefire from midnight on Monday. It is at least the third ceasefire to be announced since violence erupted this month, but none have been held. Well, Mr. Blinken said the agreement with the Sudanese Armed Forces and the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, came after 48 hours of negotiations. Here's Simon Puser with more on this and other international stories in Around the World in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. A growing list of countries have evacuated diplomats and citizens from Sudan's capital as fighting continues into a second week. More than 1,000 EU citizens have been airlifted out, many on French and German rescue missions. Here, French citizens at an airbase being tended to by soldiers, and here 72 people arriving in Spain. But there are estimates of around 4,000 Britons in the country, and the number could be higher. Fighting between two opposing forces has seen deadly shooting and shelling in the country's capital, Khartoum, for more than a week now. UK Foreign Secretary James Cleverly has warned that help for Britons will remain severely limited until a ceasefire is reached.
I would say to British nationals in the region, please register with us. We have circulated a link so we know who is there, where they are. So if an opportunity arises, we can find a way of helping them.
Kenyan police have exhumed 47 bodies near the coastal town of Malindi as they investigate a preacher said to have told followers to starve to death. The shallow graves are in Shakola Forest, where 15 members of the Good News International Church were rescued last week. The bodies of children were among the dead, and police say exhumations are ongoing. China has distanced itself from the remarks of one of its envoys who questioned the sovereignty of Ukraine and other former Soviet countries. Paris Ambassador Liu Xiao's comments saying the issue of Ukrainian sovereignty was not clear-cut and that it could not rely on international law caused widespread outrage. On Monday, China's foreign ministry said it respected the independence of all post-Soviet republics, continued to condemn the original comments.
First of all, it's completely unacceptable. Later today, 3 Baltic states will be summoning representatives, in our case the Charge d'Affaires, in other capitals is the ambassador, to ask for clarification. Has Chinese position changed?
Thousands of migrants are marching through southern Mexico as part of a mass protest to demand the end of detention centers. They are hoping to reach the capital, Mexico City, in about 10 days. The caravan of about 3,000 people started walking at dawn on Sunday from the Mexican city of Tapulca near the Guatemalan border. They are mainly from Central America, Cuba, Venezuela, Ecuador and Colombia. A video uploaded to social media showed flames outside an aeroplane in the United States after a bird apparently struck the engine. Pilots of the American Airlines flight turned the plane around shortly after it took off. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, which is investigating the incident, no passengers were injured and the plane landed safely. Crowds enjoying a live performance at Disneyland in California have been left stunned after a giant animatronic dragon caught fire. Videos online show Maleficent, the 45-foot fire-breathing dragon, quickly being engulfed in flames as firefighters try to control the blaze. It happened during Phantasmic, a live performance featuring gravity-defying water displays, pyrotechnics and Mickey Mouse usually saving the day. No one was injured in the fire. And finally, the promotion push for the football club owned by star actors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney has had a Hollywood ending.
Champions! Wrexham are promoted!
Fans stormed the pitch as Wrexham Football Club ended a 15-year EFL exile with their 3-1 win against Boreham Wood.
Kept going by the love of the fans, and then those two have taken it to a completely new level.
The two Hollywood stars then celebrated with the trophy on the pitch at the Racecourse Stadium. Reynolds and McElhenney's involvement has also seen the club introduced to an international audience through the successful Welcome to Wrexham documentary TV series. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.
Time now for some sports news with Kelly Egiga. Kelly.
Thanks, Ayo. Time to talk sports. Aqua United have moved to second position on the Nigeria Premier Football League Group A table following a comprehensive 3-1 win against Kwara United in Uyo earlier today. It was the Promise Keepers' first win in 3 league outings, and they are now on 26 points from 15 league games. Now, earlier, Rangers were held to a 1-0 draw by Dakada FC in Uyo. Austin Onyemachi gave Rangers the lead on 13 minutes. The home team equalized through Kufre Ebong 9 minutes later in that encounter. Ahead of Sunday's Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations opening game between Nigeria and Zambia, the Golden Eaglets earlier today began intensive preparations in Constantine, Algeria. The two-time African champions are in Group B alongside Morocco, Zambia and South Africa as the Eaglets seek qualification for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Nigeria will face Zambia at the 22,000 capacity Stade Mohamed Hamlaoui. They will then take on Morocco and South Africa in other matches in Group B. The Eaglets also played 12 friendly matches in the nation's capital Abuja, winning 11 of the matches and drawing 1. And interim manager Christian Stellini has been sacked by Tottenham Hotspur after less than a month in charge. Now let's bring you updates on that story and other stories around the world of sports.
Tottenham Hotspur has sacked interim manager Christian Stellini after chairman Daniel Levy branded Sunday's 6-1 defeat at Newcastle United wholly unacceptable. Stellini, who was only put in charge last month after his former boss Antonio Conte left the club, has only been in charge for 4 games. He will be replaced by Ryan Mason with immediate effect. FC Barcelona have secured €1.5 billion in funding for a redevelopment plan and would start the renovation of the Camp Nou stadium on June the 1st. The money comes from deals with 20 investors who would receive repayment over periods of between 5 and 24 years. The Italian authorities will impose stadium bans on 171 Juventus fans found to have chanted racist abuse at Inter Milan striker Romelu Lukaku during a Coppa Italia semi-final earlier this month. The police, however, did not specify the length of the bans that the fans would face for the offence. 2023 London Marathon winner Sifan Hassan won't be giving up the track anytime soon, despite her remarkable marathon debut in London.
I can't do that. I just marathon and I want to bala. I really enjoyed the marathon. I even enjoyed the journey. The leg is stretching things. That's weird. I hope I don't do next time. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it, especially after I finish. I want to do marathon also, but I really want to stay in the track also. The funny thing, I just want to see even. I want to try to do 50-100 meters also. I want to see how fast I can run. Because I don't want to just do only 10K, but just to see some diamond link in 50-100 meters.
The Dutch athlete says Sunday's win still feels like a dream.
And that's Sports News tonight. Thanks indeed for watching. It's back to Ayo for the rest of the news.
Many thanks, Kelly. And the main news again. Nigeria's President-elect Bola Tinubu today returned to the country to a rousing welcome from party supporters after spending 1 month in Europe. While addressing party faithful at his residence in Asokoro in the nation's capital, Senator Tinubu says he is hale and hearty, dismissing speculations over his health. Youth in Adamawa State came out to celebrate the victory of Governor Umaru Fintiri in the recently concluded supplementary election in Adamawa State. And US Secretary of State Antony Blinken today announced that warring parties in Sudan have agreed to a 72-hour ceasefire from midnight on Monday. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayo Tunde Balogun. Good night.